Welcome back to Heaven My Cake. I'm Lenora, and today we're going to be talking about how I made this really super cute birthday cake for my daughter's first birthday. It was a pool party theme, and we definitely made a splash with this one. I made some cupcakes to go with it. I'll also be showing you how I cut the cake as well. So if you stick around to the end of the video, towards the end, I'll be showing you how I cut this cake. Got to get my content together, so I went ahead, set up my space, and got my cake and my supplies and all that ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through on how I built and decorated this cake. So I'm using a cake drum there. That's what I'm going to decorate my cake on. This is what my cake is going to be displayed on as well. So I went ahead and I put some buttercream underneath the cake, and that's just to hold the cake in place. So right now, the next thing I'm doing is I'm building a dam. So I put buttercream inside of a piping bag, and it's just fitted with a piping tip there, but you don't need a piping tip. If you have a piping bag, you can just put buttercream in there and then cut the end, and you'll be able to do that. So when I built a dam there because I'm going to be adding some strawberry filling that I made from scratch. We went to a farmer's market, not a farmer's market, we went to a farm here nearby our home, and we picked some fresh strawberries, and I made it from scratch. So that was really fun to do, and the smell of strawberries is just so good. So there I just kind of just made a little pocket for the strawberries to sit in. You see how beautiful and bright they are? So delicious. Hey, if you like strawberry filling, let me know in the comments, or let me know what kind of filling you like. And when you're building that dam, just know that that's your guide to let you know not to overfill it. So if you do overfill it, the cake can slide, and it'll be a big mess. So just, let that be your guide. All right, and then I went ahead and took my second layer, flipped it over, and put it on top. I do that because it's already flat and perfect and straight. And then I go ahead and get started on my crumb coat. And this is where you lock in the crumbs, and then you get just a nice smooth cake. And this is where the foundation really sets apart from any other part of the cake decorating process, is building this foundation where you're stacking your cake, and you're crumb coating your cake. And also you want to have leveled cake layers, but I didn't film that part. But yeah, you want to have leveled cake layers so that way they are straight and not have domes on top. So if your cake is baked that way, you want to cut that off so that way you end up with a cake that looks straight. So this is how a crumb coat looks when it's finished. I'll put that in the refrigerator to chill, and then while that's chilling, we'll go ahead and work on the cupcakes. So I wanted to put the same filling inside these cupcakes as I did for the cake. So I took the end of a piping tip, and I'm just taking the center of the cupcake out, and then filling it. I put my filling in a piping bag, and then I cut the tip, and then, added it into my cupcakes just like that. So it's really good. I didn't put the leftover cake on top just because it was so moist. After I filled all the cupcakes with the strawberry filling, I went ahead and piped my buttercream design on the cupcakes. So now that my cake is nice and chilled, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the top layer of frosting. So that I went ahead and colored it blue because I wanted to do, like the pool wave type of theme. And before I kind of get all rustic on this cake, I go ahead and I just fill the entire cake with buttercream. And once the entire cake is filled with buttercream, I'll then smooth out my cake, and then I'll go into making those little rough waves on the cake. And that's just because I want to make sure that my cake, the sides look straight, everything looks set up and not sloppy, because when you're doing that rustic type of look, it can make the cake look sloppy if you're not careful on how you frost it to begin with. So like I said, you just want to continue covering the cake with buttercream. A faster way to apply the buttercream is to put it in a piping bag, and then you just, you pipe it onto the cake. It's faster, and then, you have a nice thick layer of icing. You don't really have to guess too much. Once I filled the sides of my cake, I just went ahead and started smoothing the sides. Now, It doesn't have to be perfect in this. We just want to make sure that the buttercream is on there. And then I went ahead and applied some buttercream to the top of the cake, and I smoothed that out just to make sure it's even. So real quick, I wanted to show you my setup for the party. I got everything from Amazon, you know, just pool party theme, little cute quick things that I can get. I don't go too overboard for parties like that. I put a lot into the cake and just simple decorations. All right, now it's time to cut into the cake, and let's see inside. So one thing I wanted to say was that when I'm getting ready to cut a cake for a party, I make sure I have my knife handy and I have a cutting board there. Just makes it easier to cut the cake, and I set that up all beforehand. I'll lay out my little dessert plates and everything, and just try to be prepared that way. And also, you want to serve your cake at room temperature. The cake tastes the best and how it's supposed to taste when it's at room temperature. If it's cold, the cake can be a little stiff, so then the buttercream's a little stiff. So just something to keep in mind. All right, so yes, there's a little close-up of it, and I want to shout out to my dad because he recorded this video of me slicing the cake. He's been there both parties for my kids this year, and he's been a troop there for me, holding the camera for like 5 minutes while I slice the cake. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Take care.